What is up? What's going on, collective? Of course, I gotta turn this shit down. I bet. Alright, so what's going on, man? It was one of them days, man. It was a good day. I mean, it was a good day, but it seemed like it was just a long day, you know what I mean? Like one of them real long ass fucking days, right? Anyway, I am here with a message from source, I guess. And today, I guess the only thing that really stood out today that I saw was there was this I saw like this big angel like in the sky or whatever, right? And it had like this gourd or a vase, you know, like temperance card, only it wasn't one coming in, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't two, it was just one, right? Also, I saw this lady, right? She had like, I want to say she had two kids, but I got the vibe it was like one kid, and it was a kid that was nursing. You know what I'm saying? It was a kid that was like wet nursing and shit, right? I saw it looked like her head was like decapitated or something like that. So that could be implication to like a death or something like that. I also saw a gun that was like, I don't know if it was on the ground or if it was in her face or whatever it was, but it had something to do with like a gun. Her head was decapitated, cut off, which basically is just saying like, you know, she got killed or, you know, whatever. But she had a baby that was like, you know, that was nursing, you know, she was nursing a baby, like an infant, you know what I'm saying? Also today I saw what I was, oh shit, okay. What I saw, it was like this imp, right? If y'all ever seen Insidious, y'all remember that little imp off of Insidious? You know, the red dude that was like sharpening it. Was it his keys he was sharpening? No, he wasn't sharpening keys. He was sharpening something, and he had that music going like down. It was like do. Man, I saw an outline of him today and shit. You know, he was all red and shit and whatever. But I also saw another doorway today. Another conjuration portal. Okay. So, to tie it all up, it looks like somebody went back to their old style of conjuration. Somebody went back to the old style of conjuring, or conjuring. They went back to conjuring a spirit that they normally conjure. Okay, this person conjures this motherfucker all the fucking time. Okay, but it looks like they went back to start conjuring or worshiping the spirit or entity or whatever it was. It's like this person regressed and went back to whatever they were studying or whatever they was using. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, ladies, if you I guess the best way to put it is like just kind of be careful, like especially if you got a newborn baby or whatever, or you know you pregnant or you're having a kid or whatever it may be. Be careful. I guess the best way to put it is like, you know, just be careful about the niggas you entertain and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the only person I would think will pull a gun out. Because most of the time, if a female, like if two females get into a fight or some shit, they're gonna pull out a knife. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna pull out a knife, they're gonna pull out a bat, they're gonna pull out vice grips. Every once in a while you get one that pull a gun out. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, but that's not common. You know what I'm saying? But most of the time, when you got a male that is inflicting violence on a woman, he will pull a pistol out on her. You know what I'm saying? So the vibe that I got, it was a man, it was a male. I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, it was your baby. No, I ain't finna do all that shit. Just be careful who you fucking with. You know what I'm saying? Because it could have been anybody. Could have been a stepdad. Could have been a cousin, a friend. It could have been anybody. You know what I'm saying? So whoever y'all fucking with, whoever y'all got in y'all close proximity, be careful. Keep your eyes on everything. I'm not saying be paranoid, but if you know you got an existing grudge with that motherfucker, yeah, you know, you may not want to fuck with that motherfucker like that, right? All right, so I guess what last reading, I think we was talking about the gifts that was coming out, right? I think we was talking about, you know, you celebrating your gifts are coming out, expansion, and you know, all of that good stuff, right? Okay, so today I think that I think that this would be a good time to boost your confidence today. All right. So this reading is about the boosting of, you know, confidence and stuff like that, right? Because lately it's not that people's morale has been low. This is basically a video for you to come back to. Like if you're having a bad day, or if something ain't right or whatever, you got something to come back to you know, tie you back together, get you back on track. Okay. In this world, we got a lot of, I don't want to just be like, oh, we got a lot of negative people. No, we got a lot of humans in this world where it's like people aren't always conscious of how they treat you or how they do you. It's like, most of the time it seems like people don't only understand, they want to be understood. They want you to understand their hurt and their pain, but they don't want to understand yours. You know what I'm saying? So I guess today we're going to talk about healing work and doing healing work and you know, letting go of past traumas. This is something that hit home for me too. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I am just talking to myself. That's cool too. So if you're not into healing work, you can click off now and stop watching. Okay. All right. So let's see where we need to start with our healing work. 4 of Pentacles here. So with the 4 of Pentacles here, the first part of our healing work has to do with us hoarding things, holding on to things that no longer serve us. It gives me the vibe of wanting more, but afraid to let go of what we have. It's and that works 2 different ways. It works especially with karma. We want to see people get karma, but we hold on to grudges of the things they've done to us, right? I'm guilty of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Also, same thing works with money. We want bigger paychecks, we want more money, but we hold on to the pennies and stuff that we have. You know what I'm saying? That's not out of ordinary, that's not uncommon. Okay. We want a better lover. We want somebody who's gonna treat us right and respect us. But yet we hold on to, you know, we'll hold on to something that's more familiar. Basically what I'm getting at is that in order for you to get the unknown, in order for you to have, you know, this healing that needs to take place, or whatever it may be for this healing, you have to learn how to let go of what you are used to and embrace the unknown. And once you learn how to embrace the unknown, it's a lot of doors that open up to you, right? We see this in warfare, right? When we have special teams like Rangers and SEALs, and you know, we got Rangers, we got SEALs, we got Marines, we got well, you know, I consider Marines special. You know what I'm saying? Because they go through a lot of fucking training, a lot of fucking training, yo. Snipers, scouts. You know what I'm saying? CBs. Actually, I wanted to go for CBs too. I did want to do CBs. You know what I'm saying? There's CBs. There's you know, you get the idea, right? So what happens is that most of the time when you are in the active field, mistakes happen when you panic. Like a mistake can happen. Mistakes happen, right? But the mistake gets worse when you panic. Okay, that's why they have SEALs They constantly put them under pressure. They're always under pressure, okay? That way, once you get accommodated with operating under pressure, when you are under pressure, guess what? You'll know how to do what you have to do, right? Same thing with this right here. Same thing. That pressure is an unknown aspect there. Pressure generally comes from a circumstance that is unknown. You know what I'm saying? From the unknown. The unknown usually creates the most pressure, okay? Because it's like you're already anxious, you're expecting something but don't know what to expect, and then when it hits you, it's like that all that anxiety kicks in and you're trying to think of a solution. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you might overlook the obvious, okay? So basically, I'm saying all of that to, say this, is that once you get acquainted with embracing the unknown, there's like I said, there's a lot of doors that open up for you, okay? Embracing the unknown. You don't know how someone's going to treat you. You don't know how somebody is going to react to you. You don't know how somebody is going to talk to you. You don't know if this person is going to forgive you. You don't know if you're going to have what you need to survive tomorrow. You don't know if that's going to be the right job for you. You don't know these things, but you have to be okay with not knowing. Okay enough to release what doesn't serve you. Release what no longer serve you, right? I don't know where my next pair of shoes is coming from, but I know the shoes that I'm wearing now got holes in them. I need to get rid of them. Throw them in the trash. Guess what? I'm like, okay, I need a pair of shoes. Now I'm thinking, oh, I know what I could do. Go get a pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying? See how that works? Easier said than done. It takes a lot of practice. The most skilled spiritual warriors, because this is definitely something that spiritual warriors need to embrace. You're going to have a lot of enemies out here. You're going to have a lot of entities out here, especially if you're involved in spiritual warfare. One thing about spiritual warfare is that you have to learn how to heal yourself, okay? Now let's get back to the rest of the reading. This is going to be about releasing what no longer serves you. Let's see what your spirit guide wants to tell you about that. Yeah, it's time for you to learn how to... It's time to start learning about this, about how to heal, how to go about healing yourself. Because I'm going to tell you right now, in spiritual warfare, when you are going to be injured, you're going to get hurt, you're going to get hit, you're going to take L's, you're going to get hurt a lot, okay? This is why you have to embrace the unknown. Because if you're panicking and you don't realize this is the time to heal, you won't heal like you're supposed to. And then that next wave of attacks is going to come in and wipe you completely out. Okay? Now, when it comes to learning when to heal, when it comes to healing work, there's something, like the most important thing that you need to realize about healing work is that it's not that you don't know that you need to heal. It's all about how you heal, how to heal. Okay? It's never a question of most of the people who have like troubled childhoods or have some kind of inner child damage or abuse or whatever. It's not that they don't want to heal themselves, okay? That's what a lot of people misconstrue, like they don't want to help themselves. No, that's not true. By nature, you want to help yourself, okay? But the thing is that people don't know how to heal themselves. That's why you're being asked to gather certain information here. Remember I was talking to you about the tree of life yesterday? That's going to play a major factor in this because it's going to teach you how to heal yourself. Okay? You are connected to God, or you connected to the Most High, you're going to need to know how to do this shit. Okay? Okay, let's see. What else does Spirit want you to know about this healing work? Healing of the mind. Okay? So not only do they want you to learn how to heal yourself, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. But they're specifically asking that you learn how to do mental healing. Okay? Mental healing is very difficult to do. It's difficult. It takes a lot of training. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot of training, but it takes aptitude. Okay, it's like it's something you have to train yourself to do. Okay, you have to train yourself to be mental tough. You're not just born with it. Some people aren't just born with it. Okay, like I said, especially in spiritual warfare, like it's just like the military. I said that so many times. It's just like the military. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to mental aptitude, you're gonna be given a directive. God, spirit, whoever your intuition is gonna give you a directive. Get up that hill. You're gonna start thinking. You're gonna be like, damn, I need to get up that hill, but I got this jacket on, I got this coat on, I got these boots, I got this. You're gonna think about all the burdens and stuff, or you're gonna think of all these reasons on why you cannot get up there, right? Exactly. Same thing with warfare. Same thing with spiritual warfare. It's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna think of all the reasons on why you shouldn't do it. You know, or what's inconvenient to you about excelling at what you do. Right? That happens. Now, when you learn about mental warfare, or how to heal yourself mentally, or have that mental strength and mental aptitude, you transition from thinking about the shit that's going wrong with you, and you focus on the problem. You focus on the solution. Your enemy is focusing on the problem. Problem is, you're not doing what that spell work is supposed to be telling you to do. Problem is, you're not obeying. Problem is, they want to stalk you. They want to watch you. They want to listen. They want to see you hurt. They want to see you in pain. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem. But the problem is, you're not experiencing those things. Why? You're not experiencing it because you have mental aptitude. You see? Spiritual warfare is a combination of many things, many different pools. You eliminate certain things doesn't happen. Certain shit don't exist. Okay? There's this quote that you need to learn when it comes to mental aptitude. The mind is a place of its own. It can create a hell out of heaven or a heaven out of hell. You know what that means? That spell work that they call themselves sending your way is only as bad as you make it. If you think it's the worst shit that ever happened to you in your life, it'll be the worst shit that ever happened to you in your life. Well, if you think that it opens doorways and gateways for you to excel, to be successful, to thrive, it will do just that. That's the first law of Hermeticism. The all is mind. The mind is all. Okay? Your spirit guides want you to learn mental warfare. How to heal yourself mentally. Pick yourself back up. What else do we have here? Got the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles here. You see this? How do most readers read the Five of Pentacles? Loss of money, right? In this circumstance, in spiritual warfare, you're being asked to learn how to operate in simplicity. Downsize the fighting trim. Why? When you are comfortable, right? When you're comfortable, or you're eating steak every fucking day, you're eating good, you know, shit like that. When you're doing that, it makes you fat. Well, I ain't gonna say me. Well, it made me fat. But it's a different kind of fat. It's more of a fat as in it makes you too comfortable. You see what I'm saying? When you get accommodated to the luxuries of like, especially in warfare, spiritual warfare, if you get too accommodated with everything going well, or everything going as you desire it to go, when things don't go the way that you want it to go, hence this Five of Pentacles, your whole world's just going to fall apart. Not only is your whole world going to fall apart, but you'll be willing to sacrifice or sell yourself to whatever entity that would get you out of it. That's how Lucifer works, okay? He wants to break you down to you're nothing, offer you the smallest of the small to get you to join his team. You see what I'm saying? That's one of his many tactics. strip you of everything that you have. Not even just strip you, but wait to the right time where you're in the most vulnerable point. Most people are at their most vulnerable when they have no money. You see what I'm saying? When they don't have any money. Am I saying get accommodated with fighting with no money? No. What I'm saying is learn to get accommodated with the simple side of life. Don't let the simplicity of life escape you. It's okay to have days where you eat ramen noodles. It's okay to you know, when you remember when you didn't have no money, it's okay to go back to those days. Eat like you didn't have, like when you got all the money, eat like you have a day where, you know, I call it a grateful day. It's a grateful day for me because, you know, I may have X amount of money in the bank. I go and I buy me some ramen noodles. Matter of fact, I'll show you. I will show you. I keep ramen noodles. See? Ramen noodles. Top ramen. Yeah, I got 4 of them up there. You know, but I eat it for a reason. That simplicity, it trains my mind, my body, and my soul to remember at any time, at any day, I can go back to eating that for the rest of my life. Matter of fact, I can go back to days where I didn't have that to eat. Yeah, I had days like that. I had days where all I had was bread. That's all I had was bread and water. There was some days I drank water to go to sleep. I've been there, you know what I'm saying? But it made me tough. It made me strong, strengthened my bones, you know. Now when things go wrong, or, you know, people do certain spill, you know, I ain't even go blame it all on spill works, okay? Because sometimes you mismanage your own money. Sometimes you create problems for yourself, okay? And I've done that. So whenever I do create a problem for myself, I won't be so desperate to just take whatever I would say, like, I won't be so desperate to take any avenue to get out of it, okay? There was some days, don't get me wrong, I took desperate avenues before. But one thing I learned about that, it costs you more to get out of those desperate ways. Excuse me. It costs you more to get out of those desperate avenues than it do for you to just, you know, plan accordingly. Okay. So yeah, definitely learn how to okay, let's recap. First of all, healing and learning when to release and what to hold on to and what to release. Okay, release. That's the overall reading right now. Release. Next, learning how to heal. Next, learning how to heal your mind and keep your mind as grounded as possible. Next, learning to fight in simplicity. Okay? Okay, now, I've studied warfare for, I think I studied warfare for about, I want to say like 5 to 10 years. I studied warfare, different tactics, philosophies. I studied a lot of philosophical point of views and stuff. So when I started reading military books and stuff like that, and when I got plunged into spiritual warfare, that right there, it allowed me to practice what I was taught. And it saved my life. It saved my life. Okay, what else we got here, Spirit? 4 swords here. You know what that is? 4 swords have to do with knowing when to advance. It has to do with the 4 seasons, okay? One thing about warfare is that there's 4 aspects to warfare, okay? There's advance, like, you know, there's rise, rest, detriment, and fall, okay? And rising, you learn how to advance, take the initiative to start something. And resting, You learn to hold your position, be patient, let things work out, let things manifest, or let things come into fruition before you act. Let certain things happen before you make your move. And detriment, you learn that there are some things outside of your control. No matter how much you want to control the full battlefield, you're not going to be able to control the full battlefield at all times. Okay? That's just a fact of life. Okay? You can position yourself in strategic ways, but with detrimentation, just because you know what to do doesn't mean you're always capable of doing what needs to be done. Same thing with spiritual warfare. You may know that you need to go back to church. You may know the right spell. You may know the right cleansing thing that you need to do to backfire a spell or get spell work off of you. But you may not have the money. You may not have the right source to go to get the materials that you need. That is detrimentation, okay? Last, we have the fall. Knowing when to retreat. When you are in a position of weakness. There's nothing like... The most intelligent part of warfare, especially spirituality, is knowing when to retreat. Because if you're fighting an enemy that is very egotistical or arrogant, that you can play in your favor. You can retreat. Retreat. Get you some rest. It's better to lose one battle than to lose the entire war. It is better to lose one small thing. It's always better to lose a finger in detriment to the hand. You see what I'm saying? Or a hand in detriment to the arm. And so on and so forth, okay? So is warfare. The longer you force yourself to fight under conditions that aren't meant for you to have any advantage or whatever, where you can't, defend yourself properly or whatever it may be, the longer that you fight that warfare in that manner, you'll go from losing a finger to a hand, to an arm, to a shoulder, and it just keeps going. It just keeps going until you say, you know what? I'll take whatever left of the body and I'll just rest. And then I'll come back. You know what I'm saying? Warfare is not for the arrogant. I'm just letting you know. Not true battle, not true warfare. Okay? The pinnacle of excellence when it comes to spiritual warfare or warfare in general, especially according to Sun Tzu in the Art of War, is to not have to fight it at all. You know what I'm saying? It's best not to have to fight it at all. But we all know in this day and age, we're going to have to fight some battles. Okay? We're going to have to fight. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I was doing some research and I calculated like around the time that you have your first Saturn return is the time that spiritual warfare starts for you. So if you have most of spiritual return, it's about 30. But it take about 30 years for Saturn to be back in the exact same spot that it was when you were born. Okay? So about anywhere from 27 to 33 years. The first, 27 to 33 year mark, that's when you're going to start being engaged in spiritual warfare. So for those who aren't at that mark yet, it's good to get prepared for spiritual warfare. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just letting you know, like, that's how the phases of life go. I don't know. Anyway, I guess I'm pull a few more cards, and I guess I'll throw my little facts in there here and there about spiritual warfare and stuff like that. I guess I'm gonna label this. I guess this is more geared towards spiritual war, administrating and spiritual warfare versus healing, right? Although healing is an aspect of spiritual warfare. Okay. So let's see what else comes up. 4 Wands in reverse. This is a very important aspect because, most of the time when the 4 Wands is upright, it has to do with family, friends, support, and stuff like that. This right here has to do about taking a loss, okay? You're going to have to learn, when it comes to spiritual warfare, one of the things that you have to learn how to let go is when you take a loss. You have to let it go. You can't dwell on it. You can't dwell on the loss of a friend. You can't dwell on the loss of a family. You can't dwell on loss of territory. You can't dwell on losses of different things. Abundance, no matter what it is. No matter what it is, you can't dwell on it. All things come and go, Okay, it comes and it goes. We own nothing. The only consistent thing in the universe is change. That's the only thing that's consistent. All right. So when it comes to spiritual warfare, you have to get acquainted with knowing when to release emotions affiliated with the loss. You're gonna be upset. You're gonna be pissed off. Get that shit out. And I'm gonna tell you, the best way to get that shit out is once you experience it, be pissed off. Get upset. You know what I'm saying? Go somewhere, get upset, go off. Get ham. Go ham. Don't do it on that battlefield, but go ham. Get upset. Be enraged. Let it surge through you. If you are sad, cry it out. If you are hurt, feel it out. Just get it all out, all of it, till you can't cry no more, till you can't anger no more, till you can't envy no more, till you can't greed no more, whatever. And then after you do that, you come back to your center and you examine why you felt what you felt. What was it that made you feel like that? What was the real cause of it? What responsibilities did you play? What roles and responsibilities did you have in that? Did you really have control, or did you feel like you should have had control? There's a difference. And then after that, you take what you learn and you teach somebody else about it. That's all wisdom is. You see what I'm saying? That's all wisdom is. Wisdom, you become the knowledge that you've learned. You become it. Okay? And I keep stressing that. When you're smart, you mimic it. You imitate it, right? When you're intelligent, you act upon it. You use it. You know what I'm saying? When you are knowledgeable about it, or when you know, you do. You understand. You communicate. It becomes an experience of yours, right? But when you become wise, you become it. That's the same thing with, like, a lot of people, you know, they talk about, as a Christian, a lot of people, they talk about, you know, who Jesus was in the Bible and stuff like that, right? And in my book, you know, everybody's talking about God is love, God is this, unconditional love and all of that. The way I see it, it's like Jesus was the incarnation of God's word. So you know what that means? When he first started, he imitated, he did what he mimicked what God wanted him to do as a child, okay? Then he started doing what God wanted him to do. Then he started living what God would want him, the way God wanted him to live. And last, he became what God wanted him to, what God wanted for humanity in the world. Jesus became it. He became the Word of God. He lived the Word of God. He became it. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with any and all information. He demonstrated perfectly how this works, spiritual warfare. You have to, you have to learn how to become it. Okay? A lot of people say, oh, don't let it be a part of you, and all that. The stuff that's undesired, yeah, let that go. But the things that are valuable to you, the experiences that you learn, the wisdom that you got about dealing with certain people or doing certain stuff, become that wisdom. But don't just become it. Become it as in it. When I say become, I mean let it just leak out of your character. You see what I'm saying? It's whatever you learn from that situation should leak out of your character. The people should be able to recognize that in your character. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just, it is what it is. Take it how you want to. I think I'm doing it right. All right. So let's see what else we got here. We got the Queen of Wands here, okay? So basically with this Queen of Wands sword, Queen of Wands in reverse, most of the time we talk about witches, right? People using dark magic, people using black magic and stuff like that. I'm going to tell you the truth about these people here. These people are essential aspects to the spiritual spectrum, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. The darkness in their heart the darkness that they have in their heart is what you use to refine your greatest light. Okay? It takes, just as it takes hot to know what cold is, right? It takes high to know what low is. It takes desire to know what undesired is, right? Each of those examples mold the other. Hot defines what is cold. Although you can't tell at what point hot becomes cold or cold becomes hot, right? You can have a temperature, sure. We have a temperature or whatever. At the end of the day, that's what they are. They're both temperatures. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they're both temperatures. Whether it's hot or cold, it doesn't matter if you're hot or cold. It's a temperature. Okay? Same thing with desire. With, these witches. What's evil and what's good. Evil and good, desire and undesired, they're both of them derive from intentions. Okay? That's all it is. It's all intentions. It's all intent. That's all it is. Because what is undesired is an intention, and what is desired is an intention. Okay? What is evil is an intention. What is considered good is an intention. What I consider, and that's the same thing like with hot and cold. What I consider hot may be cold to you. You see what I'm saying? What I consider good may be evil to you. You see what I'm saying? But it takes that darkness to refine that light. It's like, say you ever seen one of those silhouette pictures? Without the light, without white, you wouldn't be able to recognize the picture that the black is making. Without that black, you wouldn't be able to recognize the picture that the white is making. You see what I'm saying? Light and shadow. You know what I'm saying? Both are great. Both of them are light. They are both light. However, they are different gradients of that light. One is all encompassing, and one is all encompassing. One encompasses all light, and the other is absent of all light. You see what I'm saying? One has absence and one has presence. One is absent of light, one has all the light present. Okay? But anyway, that's something that you learn when it comes to spiritual warfare. Like, even though that what they do, their intentions is undesired, they are still, they're still human like you are. It's their intentions. It's the spirit behind the intentions that they make that is undesired. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. You know what? I honestly thought about doing like a lecture class. That's what I should have been a professor, man. I should have been a professor. But anyway, I'm gonna pull one more card and then I'm gonna recap all of this. Okay? And last, what your angels and ancestors want you to know. Happiness. 9 of Cups here. Okay? True happiness and true peace. This comes from, hence the smile. This comes from the teachings of, I want to say, is it Aristotle or Plato? I want to say it was Nicomachean Ethics, okay? Nicomachean Ethics is Aristotle, I believe. Well, no, it's Socrates. There we go, Socrates. Almost forgot. In spiritual warfare, you got to know what true happiness is and what it is, okay? Happiness, I put it like this, okay? When it comes to happiness, there's a lot of people that need a lot of different things to be happy, okay? Some people need money to be happy. Some people need a family to be happy. Some people need something to come home to at night to be happy. Some people need warm to be happy. Some people need cold to be happy. Some people need a hug to be happy. Some people need all the money in the world. Some people need power. Some people need recognition. Some need fame to be happy. Okay? I want to take any of those examples. I'm just going to take one, for example. And I'm going to go with the one that happens the most common, money. Okay? So say that your happiness is ensnared, it derives on your money, how much money you have, how much stuff you can buy, right? Because essentially money in our society equals power, right? Purchasing power, right? So therefore power. Your happiness is derived on what you can buy, or what you like. It may not even just be what you can buy, but stability, status, you know what I'm saying? The list goes on and on and on and on. So when you don't have this money, do you think you should still be happy? Should you still be able to be happy with or without money? Do you deserve to be happy with or without money? You see what I'm saying? Because what if money was never invented? What if there was no such thing as money? Then where would your happiness be derived in? Whatever the next monetary system is, right? So technically you'd be a slave to the monetary system, right? So if your happiness is derived on something else, is that truly happiness in itself? Because once we take that money away, you're no longer happy. I can control you with that. If I give you money to make you happy because I want you happy, and I'll take it away and make you sad because I just want you sad. You see how that works? Giving it and taking it from you. Now I'm in control of you, playing with your emotions. You see? Spiritual warfare, we don't have time for this. We don't have time for this. You know why? Because the devil operates in the same way. Give you things to give to you and take it away, and just yo-yo it back and forth to play with your emotions, your mind, your body, and your heart. Why? So it can create stagnation in your life. The devil loves it when you're stagnant and you don't know what to do. Because when you don't know what to do, he can implant ideas in your mind on what he wants you to do. You know what I'm saying? It's easier for you to be obedient when you are desperate. And most people are desperate when they are confused. Okay? Now, let's try something else. Now, say your happiness derives on what we most of us call peace, right? Peace. Everybody wants peace, right? Peace. But what is peace? For some people, peace is money. For some people, peace is this. Peace is that. Peace is no fighting, no conflict, no this, no that, right? That's what peace is. There's great exaggeration of these ideas of things that don't exist. Well, that it exists, but, you know, we define it in the wrong ways, right? Like peace. What is peace? Most of the time it's like peace is not having to worry about this, not have to worry about that, being able to sleep at night, you know, joy, bliss, happiness. Wouldn't it be smarter to create your own peace? Because think about it. For those of us who are magicians and sorcerers and the witches, it's all about manifestation, right? As above, so below. As within, so without, right? We want peace in our lives, right? If you create peace within yourself, accept the experiences that you have, come to terms with the experience that you had in your life. Come to terms with the people who don't accept you. Come to terms with the things that lower your emotions or your self-worth, you know, how you feel about yourself. If you come to terms with all those things that have all these negative effects on your body, whether it's anxiety, depression, when you come to terms with those things and you accept that in yourself and you say, hey, this is just who I am, and you live with yourself in peace, I wonder if that will attract peace around you. You know what I mean? Because, you know, as within, so, you know, as above, so below, within, without. It's just something to think about, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you know, a lot of times our mind state is, you know, focused on other stuff. Because let's be real, some people in order to be happy, truly happy, they want recognition, acknowledgement. But what if there was no one to acknowledge you? What if everybody, your happiness isn't true happiness because it depends on people to make you happy. When your happiness is dependent on something in the external world, it's easy for it to come and go and yo-yo in and out of your life. Because remember what I said, the only thing consistent in this world is change. People acknowledge you today and they'll ignore your ass tomorrow. Your happiness, be that. You'll be constantly rotating like this. You know what I'm saying? Constantly. There'll be no fucking end, right? Is it easy? No. For some people, they got to come to terms with drug abuse. Some people were abused in their life. They have to come to terms with, maybe it wasn't my fault. You know what I'm saying? Some people were sexually abused and thought like maybe it wasn't me. Maybe it was the other person. Maybe, some of them were, some people they had where it was like they just had a tough life growing up. And a lot of them blame themselves for what happened. Or they blame their moms and dads and stuff like that. It's a lot of blame that goes around. It's a lot. But at the end of the day, you got two things to do. You either can accept it, reject it, or change it. I should have said 3. The fucking public school counting. When it comes to your experiences, especially those that you don't want to take responsibility for, I would say I challenge you to accept one thing that you've done in your life that you were responsible for. Just one. You don't have to admit it to anybody else. You don't have to tell anybody else. You can keep it to yourself. Just acknowledge it to yourself. Yeah, this is I did this. This is who I am. Right? That alone will free you from that one burden. That's one. After you see how much freer you feel, you'll go around, you'll start releasing that shit from the rest of your shit in your life. Right? Or at least we'll see. It depends though. It depends. Because some stuff, it was somebody else's fault. You know what I'm saying? Man, you can't just be like, well, I'll accept the fact that maybe I did wear that too little skirt. No, motherfucker. It don't work like that. Basically, it didn't have shit to do with you. You wore that little skirt, but it didn't have shit to do with you. It could have been anybody. It's fucked up. It was you. Okay? It's fucked up. Yeah, it is fucked up that it was you. But it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with that other person and how they were raised or what they went through in their life. Same thing with a bully in school. That's something I had to learn. Like, I was a quiet kid. Elementary, I was quiet. You wouldn't even know I was in the motherfucker. Probably had to put a bell around my neck if it was a fire. But the kids that had problems at home were the ones that would come to school and either they shut down and kept away from everybody, didn't speak too much, and I was one of them. I didn't talk that much. I shut down. Well, not really shut down, but I stayed to myself mostly. Okay, but there are those kids that don't talk. They're just shy away, and then there's the ones who act out to get attention. You know what I'm saying? One way, once they see they're not getting that attention, they'll start bullying other kids and stuff like that. And it doesn't have to do anything with the kid, the kid in itself, because it has to do with that other child's home life. In reality, it doesn't have anything really to do with that child that's acting it out either. It has to do with where it's coming from, the home life. Okay? Alright, so it's been about an hour. I done talked y'all fucking ear off and shit like that. Yeah, I didn't even plan this, as you can tell. It just kind of came out. So anyway, yeah. So just to recap, today we talked about releasing what no longer serves us. That has to do with the root chakra. In order to get more from the universe, you have to let things go. you fighting a battle with somebody and you know it's not doing anything good for you, let it go. Right? Some people will, other people won't. Fuck them, let them do it. You know what I'm saying? But you, in your case, let go of what doesn't serve you anymore. As far as like spiritual warfare, it is time for you to gather information. It's time for you to start doing your researches and stuff like that. Like I was saying, the research about the tree of life, we'll go over that tomorrow. Tree of life. And yeah, it's time for you to learn how you heal, because your healing is just like a love language. Okay, that's all it is. It's a love language, a love letter to yourself. That's all it is. That's all it is. Once you learn how to be loving and kind to yourself, you practice with yourself, and when you come across other people in the world, you extend it out to them through grace. Okay, so think about the love language that you need, that you would speak to yourself in order to get yourself to heal, because you know what you need to hear to make you feel better or to heal from different stuff in your world, right? Next, also with the spiritual warfare, don't forget mental warfare is also a part of it. Hermetic principle number 1, the mind, the mind is all, okay? And the all is mind. Everything originates in the mind, okay? So you're gonna have to learn how to operate under, different kind of conditions, okay? I know that this is the card of confusion, but they want you to learn how to heal yourself in confusing times. It's up to you to develop different circumstance situations. Like, I can't go into too much detail about it, but I'll give you a clue. It has something to do with learning how to navigate when things are clouded around you. When your mind is clouded, it's good to have like maybe a tarot deck or some kind of form of divination that you use to help give you insight, especially when you are unable to see for yourself. Okay? That's up to you. Next, we were talking about not taking losses personal. You're gonna lose a lot of things in this lifetime. And that's what a lot of people are afraid of: loss, losing, loss. There's a fear of loss, okay? So all losses aren't bad losses. Sometimes the universe take things from you to help position you for something better, okay? Same thing with holding on to things that no longer serve you. So, all that stuff, all the gunk and stuff in your life that doesn't serve you no more, let it go. It's best to let it go, especially in this season. It's time to let it go. Remember the 4 swords: rise, rest, fall, and detrimentation. Okay? Rise is you coming into power. Okay? Rest means you are in power and authority. Fall means that you're losing, like your influence is waning away. Detriment, you know how to do something, but you're being blocked from being able to implement it. Not always spiritually, but because you can't get to the resources to implement a certain plan. Those are the 4 swords. Also, get you some rest. You're gonna need a lot of rest. This right here, the Queen of Wands, this is your dark card about darkness, okay? Darkness at this point in this phase in this world is inevitable, okay? We all have darkness, okay? I have darkness. I got darkness. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do. I have darkness just like every fucking body else, okay? It ain't no holier than thou bullshit over here. The only reason, and matter of fact, my darkness is the reason why I really delved myself into Christianity. Yeah. I was born in the church. I started learning other stuff outside of the church and stuff like that. And this spiritual warfare pushed my ass right back into the church. Am I mad? Nope. I ain't mad. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean I'm about to be pushing everything up. My examples gonna be religious based, okay? I'm gonna have my examples and stuff like that, But in the same breath, it's like, this is the best examples I know. I'm just gonna be upfront and honest with you. But it took that darkness to to push me closer to the light. Okay? Never forget that. That light that's in you, because everybody has a light, and don't let nobody tell you different. The only how you won't have a light is the day you acknowledge you don't have light. When you acknowledge that you don't have light, as you speak it, so it shall be in your life. But every day that you wake up, there is a light in you. You just got to know how to empower it. You know what I'm saying? Bring that shit on out. Even if you have to listen to my dumb fucking laugh to get it to come out. Okay. We have this 5 of Pentacles here, right? Remember, when the pressure is up, you may not have all the resources you need to be comfortable when fighting a war. Okay? Warfare isn't always comfortable. Matter of fact, warfare costs you as well. That's one thing I didn't put in there. Okay? Warfare costs. The longer you are at spiritual war, the more you are in warfare, the more it is going to cost you. Okay? You don't want that kind of expenditure. Okay? You don't need that kind of expenditure in your life. We got enough expenditures and things we have to pay for in our life as is, right? Right. So, learning to downsize the fighting term. Being able to sustain yourself and fight using the bare minimum of resources and tools. Your ancestors and your spirit guides are going to train you on this, okay? This is something they're going to train you on. They're going to teach you how to manipulate and use resources to, you know, your full ability, to its full abilities and stuff like that, because that's why this Page of Swords came out up here, okay? There's going to be a lot of the information, like as you gather information, your ancestors and spirit guides are going to pick and pack it and put it all together for you. So they're going to have a nice little packet for you. If not, you can always ask me in the comments below, and then I'll just go over it the next day. You know what I'm saying? Or whenever I do my next video. It's not a big deal. One, I don't do readings, okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't do readings. I'm an amateur tarot reader. Amateur. I still consider myself as being an amateur. I don't do readings for I don't do readings at all, as far as like you know, like personal situations and stuff like that. And the reason why is because I don't think my eyes is set for that. Like my eyes, I can see some things, but I think my eyes is set more towards what I'm doing now versus, you know, I didn't even know that, you know, this reading right here was a surprise to me, and I actually like this layout better than I like the normal layout. So anyway, like I said, so if somebody try to, you know, do readings or tell you that they need Cash App and all that, I don't ask for no money. No money. I don't ask for no money. I don't need money, okay? I'm not saying I'm the richest motherfucker out here, but I'm just letting you know, like, when, you know, I don't need any money. I don't need support. If you want to support somebody, there's other readers out there that are looking for support and stuff like that. I encourage y'all to go out there, help them out, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because I listen to some of them too. And, you know, but as far as like, you know, the support and all that, I don't need all that, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And also, if there is a topic that needs to be talked about, or that you feel that needs to be talked about with no bullshit or strings attached, let me know. In the meantime, you know, I'm gonna talk about, like, in the meantime, we'll see how the readings turn out, because, you know, it could change at any time anyway. All right. So I love y'all all. Take it easy. Peace. Be blessed.